you have a large amount of goods or materials, how we are going to move it from one place to another place? Transportation of goods and materials is one of the biggest problems for factories and warehouses, and sometimes it's consuming a lot of labor's force. So how we can make this kind of transportation of goods and materials very effective and very easy? Hello everyone, this is Ayman Omar, and today I'm going to talk about the logistic robot technology. Traditional industrial robot that has started almost 60 years ago, it was developed in the form of an arm, a manipulator arm. So at the end of this manipulator, mostly there is a tool that can be used for certain tasks in manufacturing, such as like welding, painting, or handling of materials. But in the factories, sometimes because like those kind of robot arm are fixed in one place, sometimes they need maybe to move this arm from one location to another location. That's why they start like making this kind of mobile platform. At the beginning, it's just something like very simple movement from one point to another point. But after that, they start using like new type of locomotion system, like wheels, similar like to our cars. So it becomes like much easier to move this kind of manipulator from one location to another location. But of course, like with the factory, sometimes there is appear another need to how like not just move the robot arm. Sometimes you want to move some materials or maybe goods from one location to another location. So that's give a way for the development of this kind of mobile robot system. If you are studying robotics in one of the courses, they mostly will teach you this kind of like robot manipulator as an arm that used in manufacturing. Mostly it's fixed in one place, but actually there is another type of theory and techniques, which is a moving platform. It's called the mobile robot. So mostly if you want to study robotics, either like you have to study the theory and techniques behind this robotic manipulator. But actually, if you want to study about the mobile platform, it's much simpler and easier. So for like first year engineering student, they can design a mobile robot system, much easier than developing this kind of like a robotics arm. So one of the simplest course for like a engineering student is to design a line following robot. So it's a very simple mobile system, just have two motors and two sensors, and the robot all you have to do just to follow a line. Sometimes you can add more sensors, so the robot will start detecting some objects and navigate its way through those objects. And of course, the most advanced techniques is to map the area, so the robot will know what's actually in the surrounding. So based on those techniques, of course, like companies, they start designing like their own mobile platform. Become much easier to design like a mobile platform. So actually, the simplicity of designing like a mobile robot system, it gives a way to use this kind of robot technology in certain applications. So most of the factories, they start like using this kind of mobile platform to move the goods inside the factories. But recently, we start like seeing more application for this mobile platform in transportation of goods and materials in warehouses. And now, according to the data from the International Federation of Robots, actually the largest application of robots, of service robot that not used in the industrial application is the logistics sector. It is the largest sector for service robot. Why actually like logistic robot is getting like large business, large sector? First, it's very simple to design. Like you can have just a robot that to follow a line, so you don't need more than two motors, wheels, and some sensor to detect the line. There is some advanced one that can read the barcode, so it can move from one point to another point. You just have to read the location to see if it is exactly in the exact spot or not. And if you compare it to other service robots, sometimes like you can use also this kind of mobile platform in like a restaurant or in a shopping mall. But the problem that in this kind of open area, maybe people are not very familiar with this kind of robots, with this kind of technology. So this becomes much harder for the designer to predict the scenarios of how this robot will operate in such kind of environment. But if you use this kind of robot inside a warehouse, which you have your own employees, that means those employees would be trained to deal with this kind of robot. And mostly you can structure the environment so the robot can move easily. That's why we can design this very simple robot, very simple controller. It mostly will not cost that much, and it can become a great improvement for so many companies to move goods and materials very effective and very easily. So I hope you have benefit from today's talk. So until I see you again, thank you very much.